This time I'd like to call the meeting to order. Regular scheduled meeting for Monday, October 13th, 2008 at 7 p.m. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Byrne?
Here.
Councilmember Dorn?
Here.
Councilmember Fisher?
Here.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Here.
Councilmember McCullough?
Here.
Councilmember Stevens? Here. Mayor Mueller?
Here. This time, accept a motion to accept the approval of the minutes from the previous meetings of the regular meeting of September 22nd, special meeting of September 24th, and the special meeting of September 29th. Motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Lewandowski. Second?
Support.
Supported by Mayor Pro Tem Fisher. Discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Byrne?
Yes.
Councilmember Dorn?
Yes.
Councilmember Fisher?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember McCullough?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens? Yes. Mayor Mueller?
Yes. This time we have presentations, and I don't see Vicki here. Is she coming, Marty?
I wish I knew. I
Okay.
don't know.
She's not coming here?
I don't know.
Okay. We'll wait, see if she... Is someone else here representing the Chamber of Commerce in Vicki Ledgeford's place, other than Marty? We'll see if she comes. If she doesn't, we'll do a presentation a little bit later if there's no objections. Public audience at this time, we request the opportunity for the citizens to address the City Council on any issue that they feel necessary that's important to the City Council or to the citizens of the city or the operating of the city. We request that you give your name, spell your last name for the clerk, and limit your time to 4 minutes. Anyone wishing to speak in public audience, now's the time to do so.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, council members and interim manager. I'd just like to speak to you tonight on the items under communications and petitions. Under the agenda presented to us tonight, these are both consent items. I think the fact that we're asking for, the gentleman's asking for reconsideration of a condemnation procedure, I think we should open it up and give the guy a chance to recoup some of his financial monies and on behalf of himself and the city. As you know, when we did the public hearing on these demolitions, that we gave people that had some background that they were going to redo their places, we give them a chance to redo it. I think we should do the same thing with the Crown Enterprises. The other one I would like to see that be brought up, taken off the consent agenda, is the fact of the petitions for the repeal of an ordinance. I think it's critical to the people of Port Huron to know how many people voice their opinion to repeal this ordinance. Thank you very much.
Anyone else wishing to speak in public audience?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jay Kostick, C-O-S-S-T-I-C-K. I live at 2307 Priscilla Court, Port Huron. And there's a couple items I'd like to go over, and it just happens to be it's on the agenda, and I didn't know that tonight because I couldn't pull it up on my computer. But the first thing I'd like to ask is in June of 2005, in the council meeting records, it states that therefore there shall be resolved that the Port Huron City Council hereby appoint the following people to serve on a committee for the purpose of developing options upon the 50-year expiration of the McMorran Authority, as stated in Articles of Incorporation. There was 19 people assigned to this. This is on the June 13, 2005 minutes. There was 19 people assigned to this. They were supposed to come back within 6 months and give a recommendation on what to do about McMorran, because the McMorran thing was finished. All right? What happens here is in 2006, they didn't finish it in 2005. In 2006, they approved and resolved that Donna K. Swartz is hereby appointed to the Henry McMorran Memorial Authority until 2012. All right, again, in 2007, Susan Perrette was appointed to the authority until 2012. On the 23rd of October 2006, Carl Tomlinson stated that he met with Larry Kryback and the board. The council has scheduled a workshop to further discuss the recommendations of McMorran Committee on how to proceed with the figure of the authority, which now expires on December 2008 or 2007. During the discussion, the city manager reiterated that the subsidies for McMorran and for the marinas, the council will have to meet and consider that the future as projected revenues will not cover the existing services. So for the last 4 or 5, over 3 years, we've been fooling with this McMorran project. And I understand, because I've been here before, there seems to be a lot of people interested in keeping a hockey team here, all right? The attendance of the hockey game the other night was 1,200, which is in the top % of what it's been since they've had it. That's approximately 4% of the amount of people in the city of Port Huron. I have some suggestions for McMorran. I was not under the impression that we were looking for somebody to manage it. I was under the impression that we were looking for somebody to buy it, take it over, or do something with it. If we can't find somebody to do that, my recommendation would be to bulldoze it down and give it to the college and make a 4-year college out of it. We got to do something. We got to do something with that building. It's not in respect, it's not really the right size or anything else. The children can't utilize it the way they have to or they should. That's why they built the glacier out here. Now that's taking half a Silver Stick out there, so you're losing revenue from there. The 1 day a week movie can't support it. 150 people on part-time and 12 full-time employees. And it's not generating, it's not an asset, it's a liability. So like I said, I'd rather give it away or have to the college and let them go in to be a 4-year college. At that time, when they had the people come in here and make a survey of the city of Port Huron, they said the 2 best places to build in the city of Port Huron were the 2 parking lots on the side of McMorran. Port Huron is 8 miles long and 24 blocks wide. There's no place to build. And this is what I'm thinking about McMorran. I understand it would be nice if they would have 2,500 season ticket holders. I'll buy a ticket even though I don't go. But I guarantee you at 12 and 1,300, 1,250 is the maximum that's ever been to a hockey game.
Sir,
We've had
your time's up.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in public audience?
Good evening, City Council, and congratulations on Lonnie Stevens and Marty Dorn's appointment. And it's nice to meet you, Bruce Brown. It's easy to remember, BB. My name is Joanne Rumford, and Mailer Moeller, forgot you. My name is Joanne Rumford, and I live at 3540 Parkway Drive, Apartment 9 in Port Huron. And it's at Continental Court Apartments. Okay, now what I wanted to talk tonight about, and I got my thing here, is the recent, oh, that's the wrong thing here. I'll find it here. Okay. This is in response to Jenny Schultz McCready's opinion, Times Herald, Monday, September 22nd, titled, Caring Adults Should Talk to Children About Violence. My question is twofold. Number one, when or should a child know their parents' family history and at what age? And number two, will this prepare them into adulthood or will it be a burden on them? For teenagers, it is a tough choice to hang with their friends and go against their wishes, their parents, or meet new friends who can sometimes create an atmosphere of compliance. I believe all parents, even an aunt or uncle and grandparents, do care, but sometimes clam up because they've experienced or went through the same challenges, but don't know how to communicate as a mental health or authoritative figure who has education in child rearing does. Sometimes it's left up to friends of families to intercede. Okay, on another note, this is regarding the recent crime in the area north of the Blue Water Bridge and south of the Blue Water Bridge. In the Times Herald, September 10th, 2008, officers described their threat in exam. September 23, 2008, police arrest man for firing BB gun. September 29, 2008, business is hit by string of burglaries. Okay, I don't know, but feel that the media with new technologies in combating crime by reporting crimes here in St. Clair County has in place on their website at thetimesherald.com proper authority. Now, do they have authority? Since Times Herald is not an arm of the law enforcement, but a vehicle to imitate or question, or initiate or question, first report later technique, the residents are left to form neighborhood watch programs with Port Huron Police voluntarily. And because we are right across border from Point Edward and Sarnia in Canada, I have on occasion found through Sarnia's online newspaper, theobserver.com or .ca, such as a body of Port Huron man found floating in the Black River, and also reported by the Times Herald online that same night. But online news reporting I see is the future for reporting crimes and giving those not involved in a neighborhood watch program the ability that cable television does not have, and that is reporting local crime in the local area outside of Channel 4, 7, and Channel 2 News. Now, when I looked at the paper today, I was astounded to find this it's from Mary Jo Olmsted's community kiosk. 100 years ago, that's 1908, a local gun dealer reports that he has sold many revolvers to women in the past few days. Many men also have bought weapons recently, and the people in general are badly frightened about the burglary scare. Now that's 1908. I don't know if that was Prohibition or not, because wasn't it Prohibition 1920 or 1919? Or, that was a women's vote, I forgot. But anyways, we're going back to that, I feel, because we're not getting the information from the police department like we should. Because if they arraign somebody, then you have to wait until it's reported in the paper that they're arraigned. Now, my apartment was hit recently, a sign, okay, by a BB gun. And I feel the resident manager there was not home at the time. And I'm not a policewoman or a police, law enforcement person, but if I'm gonna live in the neighborhood, I want it to make sure it's safe, okay? So, what do you do?
Your time is up,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What do you do?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else wishing to speak in public audience? Now's the time to do so. Nobody else has got to know.
Good evening, Council, Mayor Moeller, Mr. Brown. Mr. Moeller, you're dressed for council tonight. We thought we dressed for council.
I'll explain it later.
We dressed for battle.
Public audience, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we dressed for squaring off at the puck. Our jerseys come with price tags up to $700 or $800. We have supported our teams over the years while the authority has kept a death grip on the arena, making it financially impossible for teams to succeed. Attendance dropped as teams folded. Today, the old team offices still sit empty on Main Street. The Ice Hawks may be our last team for a long, long time into the future. Council was played by authority, and we, the hockey community, was also painfully played. To the authority, we are expendable. They have stated they don't need hockey to survive. KMG was not offered just the arena apart from the theater. I have no clue if they would be interested. We don't represent KMG. We represent your hockey community. Anything further on negotiations with the Ice Hawks would be the city manager's job. Tonight, proposition, transitional team. Picture a dog chasing its tail. Got it? Little came out of the meeting between the authority and a council a week ago. The last city council appointed a committee to study McMorran and spent a nice chunk of change on a consultant's report that was paid for in part by the Community Foundation and the city's First Foundation, Citizens First Foundation. The list of the 19 members forming the committee was quite impressive. Most of them are still available today within the city. More committees, more study, that's government. I do not favor a transitional team. I propose the Lame Duck Authority be dissolved flat out on December 31st, gone. The authority does not unlock the complex doors, tally the receipts, check equipment operation, order food supplies, fill toilet paper holders, or mop the floor. Let the current complex manager report directly to our city manager until there has been sufficient time, not rush time, for council to evaluate and think out the next steps. You already pay the employees and their benefits. Forget booking new venues for now. Just keep McMorran running as usual till summer. What better way to evaluate a car than to drive it? Down the road, the city manager and council might find a light in the attic, a new road to follow, a ballot proposal, or create a new authority starting from scratch. You are the jury and should be taken on a tour of the site of the crime, looking into every nook and cranny. It leaks, it's patched, sometimes with duct tape, and it screams for help. Take experts, unbiased, no conflict of interest evaluators so you can speak and ask questions on the spot. My suggestion? Maybe University of Michigan could have plant faculty and facility managers that operate their forums. McMorran was built when we had our first black and white TVs with those adjustable rabbit ears, our first hi-fi spinning those Elvis records, our first coffee percolators, automatic dishwashers, and automatic clothes washers that came with an in-home live demonstrator. Clothes were still hung out in a line to dry. Businesses had adding machines with manual levers you pulled. Paint contained lead, and asbestos covered our steam pipes. Computers, calculators, microwaves, spacecrafts, and orbiting satellites belong to the imagination of authors.
Alice, your time's up. I
I'm
can't get
using
extended
Pat's
to everybody
or-
else.
Okay,
All right. If Pat wants to use it, she'll have to finish it for you. All right?
she's going to have to read it.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I won't even
Your
go
name,
into...
please, for the
Oh, I'm
record.
sorry, Pat Pryor. I figured everybody knew who the hell I was.
We do.
Pat Pryor, 814 Sedgwick. I won't even go into how the stages were outfitted or the ice arena constructed. If you insist on a traditional team, I find Councilmember Stevens ill-suited for the chair. She voted against KMG, and she touts bond and continued taxpayer dollars. That is 180 degrees from what the resident taxpayers expressed at the roundtables. The city paid $40,000 for the residents' roundtables. Residents declared, take it off the city budget. The 3 M's, McMorran, Museum, and Marina. You only have one left to mess up. No members at large are drawn from beyond Port Huron. Ask Charlie Bartlett or
Barrett.
Mark,
Charlie Barrett.
excuse me, or Mark Neal. There also should be an equal ratio of council members to McMorran representatives. The Stevens solution is a slap shot. Finally, I know council did not attend the Ice Hawks exposition game. Painted on the ice is support from the Red Wings, Guinness, The Voice, and many others. It's quite impressive. Todd Palin, Alaska's first husband, would have tossed the first puck last Friday if McCain had not pulled out of Michigan. None of our players come from Port Huron. The most distant is Sweden. They spend their earned dollars here. They live in our apartments, eat in our restaurants, buy gas, groceries, holiday gifts, and bring friends and relatives to Port Huron from other communities, other states, and Canada. Hockey will soon disappear from Port Huron unless council finds the avenue to keep it in town. Closing Port Huron functions like a 90-year-old virgin, another visual by Alice. Too later, she realizes that there have been a few good offers she passed up, and none are left to be considered. Privatization is progress. The puck stops here.
Right here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go sit down.
Anyone else wishing to speak in public audience, now's the time to do so.
Audrey Walzak, outside Port Huron. I read in the paper about the 9-member transition team, and I agree with what Alice's group has said to a large degree. I think the authority should just expire and be done with it. Instead of studying it to death, let it die and get on with business. It can be run by the general manager the way it is now. My only recommendation would be the Downtown Development Authority, who has lots of money, let them develop. Let them hire a promoter and promote the heck out of the McMorran complex. The money's sitting there doing nothing. Hire somebody to promote the thing and get it filled and get it active. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in public audience, now's the time to do so. Hearing none, seeing none, public audience is closed. Consent agenda. Motion to accept the consent agenda?
So
Or
moved.
anything else? Councilmember Byrne?
A couple adjustments, if we may.
Sure.
Communications and petitions, number 1 and 2. Like to remove them.
Councilmember Stevens? Oh, I thought you wanted to address it too. Okay.
No.
Anyone else? Motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
So moved by Mayor Pro Tem Fisher. Second?
Support.
Support by Councilmember Dorn. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Dorn,
Yes.
Councilmember Fisher,
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski,
Yes.
Councilmember McCullough,
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens,
Yes.
Councilmember Byrne,
Yes.
Mayor Moeller.
Yes. With the passage of the consent agenda, resolution number 3, approving the Port Huron Housing Commission's acceptance of the Neighborhood Networks Grant 2008 in the amount of $300,000 and the AmeriCorps Vista Grant 2008 in the approximate amount of $53,000 each year for a 3-year period by the Michigan Community Service Commission was passed. Resolution number 4, confirming and declaring a single lot assessments in the total amount of $975 for the cost of removing noxious weeds or unlawful growth or blighting factors. Resolution 5, scheduling a public hearing for November 10th, 2008 to hear comments on the proposed vacation of easements in the block bounded by Washington Avenue, Richardson Street, Stone Street, and Pine Grove Avenue. Resolution 6, confirming and declaring a single lot assessment in the total amount of $150 for an emergency board up. Resolution number 7, confirming and declaring a single lot assessment in the amount of $3,920.40 for sidewalk replacement. And Resolution 10, scheduling a public hearing for October 27, 2008 to hear comments on the application of Palmac Tubing LLC for an industrial facilities exemption certificate, machinery, equipment, furniture, and fixtures. Upcoming events, special meeting of the City Council scheduled for October 20th, 2008 at 7 p.m. in room 408 of the City Council meeting to meet with the Michigan Municipal League, set up looking for a new city manager. Cops and Jocks spaghetti dinner to support the capture program is for tomorrow from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Fall Cutter. October 13th, leaf removal program begins. For further details, visit the city's website at www.porthuron.org or call 984-9730. October 17th, Visiting Nurse Association will provide flu shots at the Main Street Welcome Center. October 17th, Halloween movie on the big screen begins at dusk at Palmer Park. October 24th and 25th, Port Huron Museum's Ghost Ship Bramble at the Seaway Terminal. October 25th, the Halloween stroll takes place at Sanborn Park from 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. October 25th, Fire Department open house at the Central Fire Station from noon to 3 p.m. Reason for my rose, yesterday was Government Day at the Riverside Tabernacle Church of God, and they presented it to me, myself and Councilmember Lewandowski represented the city along with other state, county government officials. Also this Sunday, Government Day at the Court Street Baptist Church. And last announcement, I didn't announce the 2 cats that Mayor Pro Tem Fisher got, but I will announce that Kathleen Joy McCullough was born this week. Mr. McCullough and his wife are new proud parents. And Tim, you want to give us the details?
She was born on Wednesday, a little after noon, about 1:30 between then, and she was 8 pounds, 8 ounces, 22 inches long. A few weeks early, too. So I can't imagine what she would have been like if it was a few weeks past this point. But, yeah, if I fall asleep, you know why now.
You think you did all the work, huh? This time, communications petition number 1.
Communication number 1 is from Jake Howlett, President of Crown Enterprises, requesting the demolition of the building located at 2402 Pine Grove Avenue be stopped, and Amex, the owner, and Crown, the real estate and maintenance representative, be allowed to take whatever steps are necessary to place the building back into compliance.
Motion.
Mayor Moeller.
Mayor Pro Tem Fisher.
Move that communication petitions number 1 be received and filed.
Second.
Support.
Supported by Councilmember Lewandowski. Discussion.
Mayor Mueller,
Councilmember Byrne.
is this an additional one to what we had received at last meeting? A brand new communication from them? Are they here at all to explain anything?
That's additional. Is anyone here? No.
Okay.
Any further discussion, comments, concerns? Hearing none, seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Fisher?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember McCullough?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Councilmember Byrne?
No.
Councilmember Dorn?
Yes.
Mayor Moeller?
Yes. Communications petitions number 2.
Number 2 is petition 08-001 and is transmitting the certified referendary petitions that propose to repeal ordinance number 1285, which allowed alcoholic liquor to be possessed or consumed in the marinas and 2 city parks.
Motion.
Mayor Moeller.
Councilmember or Mayor Pro Tem Fisher.
Move that communication petition number 2 be received and filed.
Second by Councilmember McCullough. Discussion, comments, concerns?
Mayor Mueller,
Councilmember Byrne.
if I understand this correctly, the timing of this puts it on the February ballot, and there's no options about that?
Well, we have 2 options that we have to take before the first meeting. Can be no later than November 13th, and we'll have 2 meetings between them, the second one of this month and the first one in November. And I'm not sure, I assume the next general election is February, the February election, but Bruce, does your staff know? Yes. It is February, okay.
Mayor and council, February is the next general or available general election day. However, the way our charter is worded, it doesn't mean that if that's the only thing that's on the ballot, that we have to have an election then. If there were nothing else, it would go to the next election at which, basically at the next general election at which something was to be decided. So if there was nothing else in February, it would go to May.
Okay. Let me ask you a question while you're here, John. We have to do something, we either have to make a resolution, correct me if I'm wrong, to accept this and remove the ordinance or set it for election.
Basically, yes, council can as a result of getting these petitions, they can vote to repeal the ordinance, or they can vote to put it on the next available general election.
Tonight, we're just receiving and filing, but we have to do something else.
We have to do something, and as you already indicated, you have until November 13th, which is, you have 2 more meetings, so plenty of time to think about it.
Thank you. Any other questions or concerns? Councilmember
Yes.
Byrne has a question for you, John.
You might want to wait. I've heard several people question the people who collected the signatures and stuff, and I was just wondering, is it too late to challenge any signatures in the process? We're already beyond that point, or?
I believe the clerk has already certified, and there were a lot of signatures that I think that she did not find acceptable, but they've already been certified by the clerk, and that is her role.
Okay, do you have any details as far as the number? I know Mr. Harris, I think, asked how many people signed it, or that kind of?
Well, we received 791 signatures on 83 sheets, and we had to approve 660 signatures. So once we hit the 660, we didn't go on any further than that. But as far as the circulators, all of the circulators were checked to be found that signed that they were registered voters, which is something they needed to be, and they were.
Okay.
Any further discussion, comments, concerns? Hearing none, seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember McCullough?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Councilmember Byrne?
No?
Councilmember Dorn?
Yes.
Councilmember Fisher?
Yes.
Mayor Moeller?
Yes. From the city manager, number 1.
Number 1 is a recommendation that the bid from Niederman Incorporated for $119,313 to replace the fire department's vehicle exhaust removal system in the 3 fire station locations be accepted with 90% funding from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Motion.
So,
Councilmember Lewandowski moves, second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilperson Stevens. Discussion, comments, concerns?
Mayor Mueller?
Councilmember Byrne.
If I understand this correctly, this is free of charge to the city as far as our taxes go?
10%.
Or 10%?
90% was 10%, yeah, third paragraph there. Federal grant covers 90% of the system's costs with the required 10% local match.
Okay, and is this the final step in this replacement?
Mayor and council, good evening. I'm sorry, what was your question?
I thought this had come up once before, the vehicle exhaust system. Is this a final step in that process, or just the actual final payment?
The original time I brought it up back in February was just the announcement that we received the grant. Okay. And we've been working with the vendors in the bid process and also with the Department of Homeland Security to get to this point. So if it's approved tonight, then we'll start installation as soon as the contractor can mobilize his installers.
Thank you.
I'd just like to say that I'm glad we're using a Michigan company. Councilmember Lewandowski.
Chief Ike, when will this project be done?
Well, we asked in our bid that he start within, I believe, 3 weeks without digging through. I think it was a 3-week beginning. He estimated installation could take 3 to 4 weeks. So we're looking at a couple of months.
I'm assuming there probably will be no interruption to the fire department with this going on.
Correct. They can work around our operations when they do this.
Okay.
Any further questions, comments, concerns, questions? Hearing none, seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember McCullough?
Yes.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Councilmember Byrne?
Yes.
Councilmember Dorn?
Yes.
Councilmember Fisher?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Mayor Moeller?
Yes. From the city manager, number 2.
Number 2 is a recommendation that the bid of S.A. Torello Incorporated in the estimated amount of $110,025 for maintenance dredging of the Black River Canal entrance at Lake Huron and depositing the dredged materials at Lakeside Beach for the next 3 years with an estimated 4,500 cubic yards be accepted.
Motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Burns, second.
Support.
Supported by Mayor Pro Tem Fisher. Comments, questions, concerns?
Mayor Muller,
Councilmember Burns.
if they could just clarify the timing of this, is why it's this time of year and all that, for those that might be interested, why it would be.
Yeah, I have a question, same thing. Why are we approving this now if it's not needed until next year? Why don't we wait until, budget in May, if we're not gonna do anything before the end of the budget year, and it's not budgeted? So those are my questions.
Mayor Muller and council members. The reason why this is before you now is that it took us some time to get the proper permits. And it took us a little over a year to get the permits for both MDEQ and the U.S. Corps of Engineers, who both regulate this activity along the waterfront. And then when we did get the permits, the two permits didn't read the same. So then it took a little while to get the two agencies to concur with the methodology. Once that was accomplished, we went out to bid to perform this work activity in compliance with the provisions of this new permit. When we did that, that's when we learned that's why it's so late in the year that we're coming forward. The goal is to have a way for us to respond if the canal blocks completely from water flowing through, which is its intent. And while it looks very favorable that we are going to get through this year without that occurring, if it does occur, we need to be in position. We also bid this document for the 3 years, this year, next year, and the following year, just in case we needed to get that accomplished yet this season. But again, it's looking favorable that that isn't going to be a problem in light of where we are now. Certainly, this is a unit price bid, and like so many other of our unit price bids, we wouldn't necessarily expend this much money at any given time. It would be based on the actual cubic yards that we would have to remove. But this is our best estimate of, based on past experience, what we think we would remove each year. There is some TIFA dollars available if we needed to do this, and certainly we would also be speaking to council in the next budget round, in case we had to do that yet this year. But of course, in the next budget rounds, now that we have a method and a cost, we will be speaking to council about this further during the budget hearings.
I guess my question, Bob, if we don't approve this, does this bid still stand for the next 2 years?
No. The bid was with a 90-day hold, and we're getting towards the end of those 90 days. I think the price, as you can see, is competitive. And in light of the new requirements, we've incurred some additional cost. The contractor used to be able to haul this material away and use it for beneficial purposes, and we used to get very advantageous bids. The new requirement is they have to haul it down the road and they have to level it onto the beach at Lakeside Beach. And that has caused the contractor to have an increased cost. We fortunately have multiple bidders, and I think we're still getting a competitive price. My recommendation is, and again, there's no requirement that we expend any money this year, but it would lock in our price for the next 2 years. I'm afraid if we rebid this, my experience is, when we rebid this effort, every time we rebid it, it goes up in cost.
So if we approve it tonight, do you come back to us again before you do it, or is that a decision that
we would
administration would make?
We would make that decision if it needed to be done, Mayor. And then, of course, any payment for doing the work would be authorized by you as council. But this would at least lock us in on a price and give us an option to respond if we needed to respond.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, concerns, comments? Councilmember Lewandowski?
Bob, is this something that's going to be,
No.
is this something that's going to be budgeted as a one-time, like in next year's budget, or is it going to be split over 3 years?
Well, what we would do next year is, in our request, we would, based on the estimates we now have, we would request funds be set aside for 1 year's activity, and then the following budget year, we would again request funds for the next year's activity.
Okay.
Mayor Muller?
Councilmember Byrne?
Bob, I noticed in the report you mentioned that if boaters wanted it dredged more thoroughly so that boats could get in and out of there, you'd be interested in hearing from a group of them organized to help pay for additional dredging?
If they wished that and had a means of financing, certainly the council could consider that, and if you approved it, we would do so. Again, our goal is to meet the original intent of the canal, which is clear in its original design and intent, which is to provide a flowing action through there and keep odors down, both in the Black River and along the canal.
I thought it was a snowmobile racing track. It was flushed out.
But over the years, certainly, as it said in the report, many boaters have come to enjoy using it, but it's not its true original intended purpose. Now, if council authorized or wanted us to do more, that, of course, is up to you. But having a price gets us a long ways to knowing whether that's even feasible.
Mayor Moeller?
Councilmember Stevens?
The residents on both sides of this, how do they work with this dredging, and do we have to get permissions to use their properties? How does it work?
What happens is the contractor in the past, and I'm certain here too, uses a hydraulic excavator. They crawl out with a hydraulic excavator, excavate the sand, and stockpile it on a piece of property owned by the city of Port Huron. It's actually on our land. The sand then dewaters, and once it dewaters, it's just the lake water flowing back into the lake, if you will. It becomes less bulky and less heavy. And then the contractor moves it a second time. Before they used to move it away, now they'll have to move it to Lakeside Beach and where it'll be spread out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Councilmember Byrne?
Just to clarify, if there is a group such as a marina or anything like that wanted to participate, they should contact the city administration, or?
Yes, they could contact myself, the city manager, or whatever. I guess we would, if that came about, we would investigate what the alternatives were and certainly come to council and let you know what they were proposing and determine whether there was actually sufficient funds to perform that work.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Mayor Pro Tem Fisher?
Couple things. One, if this does not get approved tonight and the canal fills up with silt and doesn't work anymore, would the permits still apply that we've applied for? Or would they, in a sense, expire? I know they can't be infinite. They can't be good 100 years from now.
I believe, and I apologize for this, but I believe it's a 5-year permit. And I could verify that, and I apologize. I can't remember now if it's a 3-year permit or a 5-year permit, but I think it was a 5-year permit we received. And so as long as we follow the guidelines as spelled out under that permit, obviously we could have someone else do it at a later date. Hopefully that answers your question.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? I don't have any problem with it, Bob, after you answered my questions, so I'll support it. As long as, just coming back to us, I just didn't see the sense of spending the money with the boating year's over, and I've seen it block all winter before, so.
We make every effort to not have to spend this money, and sometimes there's opportunities where we don't have to, but I just can't guarantee that.
Okay. Any further questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Councilmember Byrne?
Yes.
Councilmember Dorn?
Yes.
Councilmember Fisher?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember McCullough?
Yes.
Mayor Mueller?
Yes. From the city manager, number